I didn't do it for the money, nah. I didn't do it for the fame. I didn't do it for the glory, nah. I did it for the love of the game. I got a passion and a dream, so the hunger keeps growing. So when I fall down, I get up and keep going. Didn't do it for the money, nah. I didn't do it for the fame. I didn't do it for the glory, nah. I did it for the love of the game. I got a passion and a dream, so the hunger keeps growing. So when I fall down, I get up and keep going.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girlz top striker, and you are watching Ryan LFC YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Your boy Ryan LFC back again, guys. Another top shelf exclusive interview with Reggae Girlz striker, top striker. And the introduction, listen, man, I really appreciate it. Tiffany Cameron to come and share her story with us. The first ever female Ryan LFC doing an interview with. So that's a milestone on the channel. And, you know, she's a great striker. You know, the first ever Reggae Girlz striker to play in two World Cup with two different teams. So Canada under 17 and the Jamaica senior team. She also played for the senior team for the Canada. So Tiffany Cameron, good evening. Welcome to the show. I really appreciate you joining.
Thanks for having me. I like that intro. It was fire.
Most definitely. But we'll get into the intro. But people, make sure you guys go and check out Tiffany Cameron merchandise. The link pinned in the description and in the comment section. So go and show us some love, support the thing, and buy the merchandise. So Tiffany Cameron, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a long day though. I had to go to Budapest. It's like about an hour and 10 minutes away from where I am right now. And I have to get my hair done. You know, got a nice little braid up going. So, yeah, it's been a long day. And I went to go get some food where I was at. And the lady who does my hair, we actually have like a great friendship now. She's from Africa and, you know, we bond really well. So it was nice to see her for a little bit. And yeah, now I'm back here. Tomorrow morning I have training. I have a gym session, and then in the afternoon I have a tactical session. So it's about to be a long week for me.
Okay. So Tiffany, tell us a little bit about your childhood life growing up in Canada.
Oh, I had an interesting childhood. I actually was the biggest tomboy ever. I used to play all the sports. I used to play hockey, soccer, volleyball, basketball. You know, I was always out on the road. And I developed my love for soccer when I was like around, I would say 7, 8. I didn't really start playing competitively until the age of 9. And I used to always play with the boys during recess. And they were like, Tiff, you should play. You should join a league or something. I'm like, I kind of want to play hockey. You know, that's also big in Canada as well too. But I chose football, and I'm really happy I did because look where it has taken me. You know, I've been able to travel the world with that, and you know, I'm really blessed. And you know, throughout school, I also was involved in swimming, playing the piano, writing music as well too. I started off pretty terrible, and then you know, when you work on your craft, you get better and better. So now I'm making music and playing football and living the dream pretty much.
Yeah, we'll get back to the sports thing because the multi-talented, they do a lot of different things growing up in Canada. But what financial wise growing up though?
You know, my mom came down to Canada when she was like 19, and she was like I really respect her because she started from scratch pretty much, and She worked actually at RBC for 40 years, so Royal Bank. For 40 years, she had a couple of different positions, and she grinded it out. And she was the type of woman who was like, I'm not going to depend on no man. But my dad was still around for a little bit of my childhood. But like she raised my sister and I really well, and we didn't really struggle in terms of financially because we had a solid backing. My mom had a steady job for 40 years at the bank, and we were fortunate for that stuff. But she always showed us how to work hard, and she's not gonna give us the things that we want. We're gonna have to work for them. I never grew up in like a spoiled household. That wasn't it. And till this day, I work hard for everything I get. So, my mom, I love her to death, and she raised us right, and she worked so hard, and she has two great children to show for it.
Okay. My question to you: why is it when it when you talk about Reggae Boys fans and Reggae Girls fans, first somebody to come on their mind most of the time? Not Bonisha, you respect, very good player, talented player, but everybody love Tiffany Cameron. Why you think is that?
Oh, that I'm flattered. I mean, I guess it could be my energy. I mean, I have a unique type of energy, and I guess a vibe. That's what people are telling me. And I always have a smile on my face, and when I don't, that there's seriously something wrong. So, I don't know. I guess it's just because I'm different. My skin's different. I speak differently. I write music. I'm not the average footballer. So I guess maybe that makes me stand out. And I'm blessed. I love being me.
Okay, fair enough. But you say you play different sports in high school and stuff. At what age you have a talent for any of these sports? Which one was your first love? Basketball, hockey? What was your first love where you say, yo, at this me I go make put food on table for mommy?
Well, I actually loved hockey. I used to love playing street hockey all the time, and basketball too. And I mean, it was between hockey, basketball, and soccer for me. It like all three I loved, and I played them equally. So it's kind of hard for me to say this was the sport like I wanted to start with. I mean, hockey maybe because it, there's a huge hype with hockey in Canada, so maybe that first. But all three of those sports I loved, and soccer was just the one that I gravitated towards. And my mom said financially she could support me with that because to play in a hockey league was very very expensive. I did ask her initially to play in a hockey league, and she said, "Yeah, it's too expensive." She's like, "Find something else." I'm like, "Okay, well, how about soccer then?"
Yeah, yeah, but Tiffany, it's supposed to be difficult for you to know you're good at a lot of different sports and you have to choose. But at what age you start to play football itself? The way say you a football thing.
At the age of 9. Well, I was playing a little bit earlier, like during recess and stuff, but competitively at the age of 9. So I started off playing in Mississauga. That's where I grew up, and it was for North Mississauga. And then I played for a couple years with Aaron Mills, All Stars rep, and then from there I joined Team Ontario, and then Team Canada, the youth team, and then I went to Ohio State to play for 4 years for college, and then been playing professionally now for 10 years. So it all started when I was 9.
Okay, fair enough. So what you study in college? One of the commenter, Coach Karumi asked you, what you study in college?
Strategic communication. So pretty much what that does is I can sell you anything if I set my mind to it. So you see, okay, for example, we got this. One of my teachers. Free your mind and just play. So my job as a communicator, so with my degree, I have to tell you why you need to buy this product. And we'll get to that later though. So that's kind of what I do. I sell things, I persuade people to jump on board, but I also have to be passionate about what I'm selling and I have to believe in what I'm selling as well too. So that's a part of my degree, and I definitely will be using that in the near future for sure.
Most definitely. So you get scholarship to go to college, right? You get scholarship.
Yeah.
So, so we get scholarship for play football.
Yeah, so I actually have an interesting story about that. When I was 14, I actually wanted to quit football. And I remember waking up in the morning with my mom. We would drive to the soccer center, so it was about 25 minutes away. We would drive, and I didn't want to wake up early in the morning anymore. It was like 5 in the morning. I have to wake up every single weekend. And I told my mom, like, my friends aren't doing this. I wanna be normal, you know. And she said, Tiffany, you've worked so hard. Why would you quit now? You know, I know you want to play for Canada one day, and I know you want to. Of course, I know I play for Jamaica now, but we'll get to that. And she's like, I know you want to go to school one day, and you know it's expensive for talking to me. She's expensive for me. It will be expensive for you. So if there's a way you can get a full-time scholarship and help us both out, you know, and stick with this, it would be great. She's like, don't give up now. You came too far. And I'm so happy I listened to her because you know how much money we saved? Like, I got a full ride. I got a free scholarship. And, you know, it's so important that you put school first. And some athletes, they have all this talent and they're like, I want to go play pro. But then they don't realize that they need their academics. So for me, I took care of my academics first, got my 4 years done, my undergraduate degree, and then I've been able to play professionally for 10 years now. So to go back to my story, I'm really happy that I listened to my mom, because if I didn't, then, you know, it would have costed so much money to go to school. So it saved my pocket and hers as well too.
Okay, thank you very much. And people, most of this research Ryan LFC has done. Not me do the research. Simon Preston. I want to big up Simon Preston.
Big up Simon Preston.
Big up to Simon Preston. I really appreciate all the information you give me for this video. I'm telling you, bro, nothing but love for you, my brother. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to Simon Preston, make sure you guys go and subscribe to Simon Preston. So I want you to bring up back that t-shirt for me. Link in the description. So make sure you guys check out the merchandise for Tiffany Cameron. So bring up that merch back, that t-shirt for me, and tell the people why they should buy. No.
Okay. So I have two. So I'm wearing one underneath, but we'll start with this one, okay? So free your mind and just play. So for me growing up, sometimes on the field I would think about so many different things, and I would question my capabilities, and maybe if someone made a comment about how I was playing, then I was like, oh, are they right? You know, sometimes I wouldn't play with a free mind. And I think when you let go of all this chatter in your head and you relax, you will play the best. And this also goes outside of just football, which is just in life in general. When you stop overthinking and, you know, your mind isn't clouded, you'll be able to do a lot of things and play freely, speak freely, and walk freely. So I made one of these t-shirts because it's just a reminder that I need to relax. And when I'm relaxed on the field, I play my best football. And this is something that has helped me throughout my entire career. Whenever I hear that chatterbox saying, "Oh, Tiffany, you're not having a good game," or "Tiffany, this and that," I just have to literally shut that all off and go back to, okay, Tiffany, what makes you special? You know, I also coach as well too, and I always tell my players, I said, okay, if you're not having a good game technically, you can always still work hard, you know, and people will notice you in that sense. So I made this t-shirt just because it's a great reminder to just be in the present. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. What can you do now to be the best version of yourself now? So, and I have another t-shirt. I'm wearing it right now. It's called, this is a big one, okay? This is for the haters. And it's also for me, just to, you know. So it's, doubt me, then watch me succeed. I'm going to say that again. Doubt me, then watch me succeed. Again on the mic. Doubt me, then watch me succeed. So this one is huge, okay? Because not everyone has had my back, and not everyone has appreciated me for me. And I think the hardest thing about playing overseas is that not everyone's going to understand me as a person and me as a player. And sometimes you have to completely change. Some people think they have to completely change who they are when they go to a different country, but I'm going to say the same. I'm going to be open to learning more and improving, but who I am and my morals are going to change, aren't going to change for anyone. So I think this shirt means a lot to me because I have been doubted, and I've actually I've changed the minds of people who have doubted me. It's a motivator. It's like, well, okay, you don't like how I play, or you don't think I'm good enough. Well, actually, maybe right now I'm just growing and I need some time to impress you, and that has happened before where someone hasn't been a Tiffany Cameron fan. But little do you know, maybe throughout those months of them not being a Tiffany Cameron fan, I'm working on myself. And then maybe months down the road, they're like, oh, okay, that girl can ball. Or, oh, okay, this girl is actually a really nice person, a genuine person. So, I think a lot of times we are judged without people really getting to know us, and looking into our soul and just like really giving us the time of day. So I think this one is actually pretty popular. A lot of people like it. So I'm hoping that more people buy it, because everyone will go through moments in their lives where people are not going to like them and they're not going to be on their side pretty much, but they have to be comfortable with who they are and be comfortable with what they bring to the table, and just believe in themselves, and maybe they can change the minds of other people for it to be more positive. So
Most definitely. So you hear it, Reggae Girlz fans, Reggae Boyz fans, go and support the merchandise.
for the rest of the interview, actually.
Yeah. So people, make sure you guys click the link in the description, and in the comment section you guys can click on that little piece of blue link, and it take you to the store. So all right, Tiffany, let's get back to it. You leave college with a degree, you spend 4 years at college. You decide, all right, I get my degree, full scholarship to college. Where you went to college? In America, in Canada?
In America,
In
Ohio
America.
State University.
Okay, fair enough. So you choose to go professional. So what happened? Why you didn't go in Europe? Why you come back in Toronto? 2019, 29, you play for Toronto ladies team. Why Toronto?
Well, so I'm originally from Mississauga, and that's like about a 25-minute drive from Toronto. And at the time, that was actually one of the best teams, Toronto Lady Lynx. And all of us would go away to college and then come back during the summer and play. So it was Toronto Lady Lynx and it was Ottawa Fury. Those were like the best teams in the league at the time. It's like a semi-pro league. So I chose to be involved in that, keep my fitness up while I came home for the summer. And after that, my senior year in college, I had a really good year. I scored like 21 goals, broke the all-time leading goal scoring record, like in season and all-time as well. So that was great, and I got a lot of exposure, and I got an offer to play for Seattle Reign FC. So that actually was my first ever professional contract. So I played there for a couple of months, and we did not do well at all. Our team was struggling. We had a lot of great players, but we didn't have chemistry. And I was young, so our coach, she had her hands full. And I remember me and this other girl got waived because she's like, we need players with experience. You guys just came out of college, and we need to change. We need to start winning games. Obviously, at the time, I was young, and I wasn't an impact player like that yet. And I accepted that. It was my first time playing pro, so this comes with it pretty much. So she told me, she's like, you know, Tiffany, I think you just need to go overseas for a little bit and grow. She's like, you're a very talented player. I recommend you go play, get some experience overseas for a little bit professionally, and then come back into the league. So I was like, okay. I took her advice, and I haven't been back since. Because honestly, playing overseas is a whole new ball game. Like, I think growing up, I always was known for my physicality and my speed and my ability to score goals and make things happen. But I think technically and tactically there was always room for improvement. And moving overseas has actually really helped me grow. And that's why I haven't been back to North America, to be honest. I mean, maybe I might when I decide to retire, before I decide to retire, but I don't know. There's just a different feeling playing overseas.
Okay, fair enough. But we're going to take back 3 step back to the interview.
Okay.
You play for Canada in the Youth World Cup, in the Under 17 World Cup for Canada. You're born to a Jamaican parent, both Jamaican parents. Why you choose Canada to play for Canada? I know you're born in Canada. Why you choose to play for Canada instead of Jamaica at that time?
Hey, I was young. I think it was more so because of where I grew up and the environment. So there were stepping stones to play for Canada, and at the time I was never contacted to play for Jamaica. Not until I think it was 2014 or 2015 or so. So during that time, it was just all about, okay, you play for a rep team, and then you play for Team Ontario and NTC, and then you get to Team Canada. So during those years, there was never talks about me playing for Jamaica because nobody contacted me or anything about it. And I didn't know the steps to do so. It was just, okay, I'm born in Canada. I put in the system, so let's work with the system. And by the time I was 16, 17, I was at a World Cup. So it kind of was all I knew at the time growing up. But a little bit later down the road, I was, of course, introduced to Team Jamaica. Coach Busby actually reached out to me. I think it was 2014 or 2015. And he told me a little bit about the program and the things that they want to do in the future and how he'd love for me to be a part of it. And at the time, I was still with Team Canada. And I'm like, you know what? We'll keep in contact because I am interested, but I'm not ready to make the move yet because I think I was like 20 or 21 at the time. I was young,
But you know that we have something against you. You scored 2 against Jamaica in Trinidad and Tobago. This try the Reggae Girlz at that time. You scored 2. Oh, you feel about scoring on your 2 parents' country?
At the time, you know what? That game was actually hilarious because I was listening to some of the Jamaican players and they were vexed. They were just that game was epic actually. And you know what? Actually, I think Tashana Campbell scored in that game actually.
Yeah, 2 Reggae Girlz who play in that under 17, currently playing for the
Yeah. I remember Tashana though. Who's the other one though?
I think it's Bonnie is another one.
Okay.
Bonnie.
Because I remember Shoshana scored. So, but
No,
anyway.
it's Bonnie, and she's from Younger. She played for Excel. Yeah. Judy Carter.
Okay.
Judy Carter. Both of them on the team.
Yeah, I remember that game. I was laughing during the game because it was just fun. Because obviously I understand what the girls are saying and stuff. So I'm like, oh, they're a vibe, I think we won that game 4-2, I believe.
No, 4-3. That game finished 4-3.
Yeah. That was that whole tournament was so much fun. I mean, I scored quite a few goals, and I was happy that we ended up qualifying for the World Cup. But it's a small world, you never know who you're gonna meet and when you're gonna meet them again, and even the same thing with Shinya Lu. I actually played against her in college. And then when we finally met up in the senior team, she was like looking at me, and I was looking at her, I'm like, I swear I've seen you before. And then we realized we played against each other in college. And now she's like my best friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Small world, man. But you give it to us on that day, man. You give it to us that tournament playing in Trinidad and Tobago. before the World Cup. You're wearing the number 10 for Canada. They highly rate you. Speak about your time playing for the under 17. That was a big achievement for the Canadian national team for you guys qualified for the World Cup.
Yeah, that was a vibe. I mean, I think just the girls, we had a really close group, like on and off the field. And our coach, he was one of those coaches who he will dig deep and push you out of your comfort zone. And he really got the best out of all of us. But he also allowed us to be us. You know, for me, I play the best football when I am when a coach gets to know me on a personal level and also as a player and understands, you know, I'm a creative player. I'm not a type of player who you could say, do this one thing and that's it. Like I like the freedom to float around and do different things. You know, I would never want someone to be like, oh, Tiffany can only just do this. No, like I want to be unpredictable. So my coach at the time, he understood that, you know, let me play free. Of course, defensively, I have to be compact and with the team, but he was a little bit more, okay, Tiff, you do what you got to do. You score goals, and we trust you. So I had a little bit more freedom to float around and stuff, and I really enjoyed my time actually playing for Canada on the youth level, just because of that. There was like a trust and a level of understanding between my coach and you know, and also the players and stuff. So he knew us very well, and yeah, I was able to score a lot of goals for Canada, and I was known as the goal scorer at number 10. It was my favorite number at the time. And that was a great experience. We made it all the way up to the quarterfinals, and then we lost against Germany. I think it was a 3-1. I got an assist that game, though.
Yeah. You got the assist and you scored two. So Reggae Boyz come in, my boss Simon say she's the only Reggae Girlz to play in two different World Cup. In two World Cup, one for Jamaica and one for Canada. But in that same tournament, you went to the quarterfinal in the under 17 for Canada.
Yeah, we played against Germany, and they beat us. They were so good. I remember that game. We were all dead, but you know we gave it our all. We lost 3-1, unfortunately, but hey, it is what it is.
Okay.
Oh, someone said they're gassed about Chelsea.
Yeah.
I read that comment.
Which team you support?
Okay, if I had to choose, I would say Liverpool because I'm a huge main fan. I love him, and also Salah, I love him as well too. So
No. I know why you give me that. Which team you support?
Liverpool.
From when since?
From the past couple of years.
Don't lie, don't jump on the wagon, you know.
I'm not. I've always been a Salah and a main fan. I've always been. But I'm not one of. Here's the thing. I'm not one of those like diehard fans. So like you're a diehard fan. I just love watching their football. That's it. Like that's it. And even also as well too. We'll take away the league in England. I also really enjoy watching Barcelona play as well too. You know, completely different league, but I just appreciate good football. So yes, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not out here. I don't have a jersey like you. You know what I mean? It ain't like that.
I probably have to send you one of my Liverpool jersey, a Sadio Mane or a Mohamed Salah.
I rock that for sure.
Okay, I will give it to Simon to give you though, definitely.
Why does he have to get it though?
Yeah?
Why do you have to give it to Simon to get it to me?
No, because Simon a good youth, man. Me have a good relationship with Simon. So you know, he will say if me forgive you. So it depends on him. Still.
Okay.
Yeah. General. But yeah, let's get back to the interview. We go to the Chelsea fans, them no feel no way. It's just a better football team, Liverpool right now. But all right, let's get back into it though. So you have 6 caps for the Canadian senior team. How you feeling about that represent? You play under 20 for Canada?
No, so I only did under 17. Under 20s actually I did get call-ups, but I remember there was a new coach. I think her name was Carolina. I forgot what her last name was. But I got one call-up, and then I got another one, and the second one was during like exams. And I told them, I said, I can't make it. Like I have exams, like study for exams. And they're like, well, because you're a carded athlete. For a carded athlete, that's when you get money every couple months from your national team. So they're like, she said, because you're a carded athlete, you can't say no to national team. Like you can't, even if you have school, you can't say no. And I wasn't about that life. I was about no. I'm gonna get my academics out of the way, and then we'll talk about all of that. But they weren't for that. So they didn't call me back after I told them I have my exam and I want to take my exam. They didn't call me back, so they're upset. And then when John Herman took over for the senior team, he is actually the one who got me back into the program. So he was an amazing coach as well too. I had a really good year with Ohio State my senior year, and then I got back into the picture right before my pros. So
that was harsh by Canada though. That was harsh, education first and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, sometimes when money is involved, people change. I'm just happy that
probably getting too much money, man. And you
stop it. I was still in the commute. What do you mean?
Yeah, but they paying you.
They were paying. Yeah, they were paying me. But I remember talking to my mom about this a lot too, and she's like, "No, school is important. You just get that out of the way." Because I know some football players who they're stressing out. They're still playing pro soccer, and they're worrying about school and stuff. I'm like, I need to get my 4 years out of the way, and then if I want to go for my master's when I'm finished playing, then I can do so. So I'm happy that I did it that way, and I didn't prolong my work.
Most definitely. Speaking about your national team, Canada, we're going to move away from that, and we're going to talk about your team, your next official contract. How that come about with Hoffenheim?
For Hoffenheim.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, so I knew one of my teammates. She had an agent that was representing her, and I asked her about him because I knew, of course, I wanted to play overseas, and she recommended him. And then I started speaking with him, and he's like, Tim, we have a team in Germany. It might be a great fit for you. Their men's team, they're very well known. Financially, it would be pretty good. And at the time, they did offer good money. Looking back, so I was like, okay, great. Like I'm down, and I went, and it turned out that the head coach knew zero English, and the assistant coach knew zero English. I was like, where did they bring me? Where did they put me? And there were like 3 girls who could only speak English. So off the bat, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a tough time for me. So I stayed there. I signed for like 6 months, and then I just left. It didn't work out. So that was a tough experience, but they were very professional. We went to this place where I'm not sure if you've ever seen this before, where there's a room and then there's a bunch of nets and balls whip out at you, and you could work on your first touch, and then you could kick it into a different net. And it was really cool. And sometimes the sound would be on, sometimes it wouldn't. So you would see a net blink behind you, and you have to turn and you have to place it in that. It was really, really cool. So that it was the men's team had it, but we were able to go twice a week. So that was probably one of the coolest experiences that I had my first year of pros, having like resources like that to sharpen my skill set. And you can get the balls at different speeds, so they can get whipped out on you, and they come from the top and the bottom. It was so cool. I have a video of that too. But yeah, that was a really cool experience.
You talk about equipment for the girls program. When you go overseas, you don't get a lot of equipment like the men's team will have a lot of equipment for work with and stuff.
I think the men's program they get spoiled. I mean, this is the sad part. We do what the men do, but the reality is men bring in more money, so then they get more resources. But I do think from all the pro teams that I played overseas, we've gotten decent resources. I can't say that we've really, really struggled where, like there's always like physio. Even here at my current club, ETO FC Győr, their physio is fantastic. We have everything you can think of. Like we even have the cryo machines, like where you go into that cold room. We have that. We have the game ready, so the hot and cold. We have Normatech. We have Stim. Like we have everything. And then I can get a massage every day if I want as well too. So it depends on what club you play for. some clubs have more resources than others.
Okay, fair enough. So let's move on. You say spend 6 months at Hoffenheim. You move and come back to Canada.
Yeah, so after Hoffenheim, I came back for a little bit, and my next move, there's so many clubs. My next move was in Cyprus for Champions League. My agent spoke to me about it. I actually had to switch agents, and now I'm with the same. I've been with the same agent since 2015, I think, or so. She actually found an opportunity for me in Cyprus for Champions League. And she's like, Tiff, the league isn't the strongest, but you would only sign for Champions League, and they really want to make it to the round of 32s. We'll pass the round of 32s. So yeah, we have this offer for you. Are you interested? And I said, yeah, of course. So I went there. I scored 3 goals in 2 games, which was nice. But we lost. We lost an important game. I think we had to tie, but we ended up losing, and then we didn't make it to the round of 32s. So unfortunately, we were out. So then that meant that I didn't have a team because I only went for Champions League. So then one of my friends from Ohio State, she said, Tiff, are you interested in coming to Israel? I know it's Israel, but I would never recommend somewhere for you that's dangerous, like a dangerous area. So she's like, we're looking for a striker. Would you like to come? And at first I was like, I don't really want to, but I'm like, in the meantime, it would be good for me just to be playing and then look for the next thing, the next opportunity. So I went, and before I go anywhere, I always set goals. So I said, I want to at least be the leading goal scorer, and help this team maybe win their first championship. And I was able to do both. So I was really happy about that, and they treated me great. It was when I was playing for Monchengladback. They were awesome. They wanted me to stay, play with them for Champions League, but I got an offer again to play in Germany, and I'm like, well, I got to go. It's Germany. It's a Bundesliga, and to me, that's the top league in women's football. Well, at the time, that was. So I'm like, what? I'm not going to pass this up. So I had to say goodbye. I would have stayed if I didn't have something else on the table, but I had to say goodbye, and I went to Germany, and for 2 seasons I played there, but both of my teams got relegated. So I didn't have the best of luck. So when you get relegated, that means the next season you're in the 2nd division. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to be playing no 2nd division. I need to be playing at the top division. So that didn't work out. And, when I was in Germany for my 3rd season. So, yeah, first was Monchengladback, and we got pretty much destroyed. Like, it was a tough season for us. But I got good exposure because I was playing a lot, and then another team in the league picked me up. And then I went to that team, and we had, like, maybe about 6 foreigners or so. And we struggled as well, too. So we got relegated, and I was like, wow. It was tough. I think that year was the toughest year for me because I also had a couple of injuries and stuff. And I actually had to get surgery that year as well too. And a Swedish team still wanted me, and they knew I had to tell them about that I needed surgery. And there was a coach who used to coach Frankfurt in Germany, and he knew about me. He's been wanting me for a long time. And he's like, Tiffany, worry about your recovery. We'd like to still keep in contact, and we'd still like you to come down to Sweden when you're ready. And yeah, I went to Sweden. They checked out my knee because that's what I had an injury or I had to get surgery for. And again, I think I came back too fast and I had another issue. So I'm like, all right, after that happened, I'm like, something has to change. There's something that's wrong. And I have to revamp my strength program in the gym. And literally I went 3 years with no injuries, not even any little tweaks. So I think it's also important too, when you recognize when you're getting older, you have to make tweaks with your body and what you're doing. Things you put into your body and how you treat your body day in and day out. So I had to do that, and I've gotten so much stronger just by doing that.
When I was playing, I wish I knew so much about my body. Like when I'm working out and stuff, I know what to do. Not what going to make my back pain me and all of that stuff. Certain exercise, So it's good to know as an athlete as quick as possible in the game. You have to understand your body and how your body works and stuff as a professional.
Absolutely.
So it seems like you're always on the move, though. You never spend 3 years at one club. You're always on the move. It's what? You're looking for the money, the better half or most of the time.
Well, it depends. Like you see, there's sometimes there's like unfortunate situations where my team will get relegated, or I'll be somewhere, but I get offered um, to play somewhere better. You know, like this has happened before, and there's also been where I've been with the club and my style of play doesn't fit with theirs. So that's kind of been the story of my career, where it's not just, oh, I don't want to stay here. There's always something to it, or it could be financially as well too. So it's not like I want to be moving so much. That's why I told myself, playing in Hungary has been great. It will be 3 years. I plan on staying here for another year and a half. We'll see what happens though. But yeah, I'm going on year 2 right now, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. Anything can happen. But yeah, it's just based off of circumstances, really.
Okay, fair enough. But so how you like it in Hungary now?
You know what? So my first year playing in Hungary was a great year. I think those were probably the best players that I played with on a professional level in terms of like their technical skill and their tactical skill. But I think the missing piece was the mentality. So when things are not going your way in a game, how are you going to rise above that? And we didn't have enough players last year, so for in Champions League to help us grind past that. So a team could be technically great and tactically great, but if their mind is not 100%, then it will take away from everything else. So I think that was a missing piece last year with Ferencváros. They're a great team, though, and I really enjoyed the football with them for sure. And this year now with ETO FC Győr, same thing. I mean, I think we have young players, and there's a lot of room for improvement.
Improvements.
Yeah, but I'm trusted here and I'm valued here and respected here. So I think it was a good move for me, and yeah, I'm excited to see where things take me.
Yeah. Do you know you have the most goal in the Champions League as a Reggae girl?
I mean, that's cool. Yeah, Simon told me, Stats Man told me. I was like, oh, really? That's cool. I'm honored.
Yeah. Oh my God, you accomplish a lot in the game, man, as a female player. You know, you can it starts to look better than enough of the Reggae Boyz.
Is that so?
Eh?
I said, is that so?
Yes, man. It starts better than enough of the Reggae Boyz in the Champions League. We have a few Reggae Boyz who play Champions League, but them don't have the amount of goal you have. You know what I mean? So what is the playing in the Champions League? When I see Liverpool play and I see the lights and the fans them, when females playing in the Champions League.
Ooh, okay, so last year was amazing. We actually played in Lupana Arena, and that's where Ferencváros plays, like their men's team. That stadium was beautiful, and it was actually the first time ever that female team has ever played there. So that was actually an honor, with the lights and. But the thing is, it was in the middle of the pandemic, obviously, right? We're still in it, so we didn't have maybe as many fans as we would have liked to. But they made it fun. They had like plastic fans in the stands, and then also people could come, but like they were like divided. You couldn't have obviously people sitting beside each other and stuff. So it was a cool experience. Definitely different than just a regular game. The level's higher, and it's an honor to play in Champions League. And I'm really hoping that we win a championship this year, so I can play again and score some more goals.
You ever play against Liverpool, Chelsea, and all of these good teams?
Oh, I wish. That would be wicked. I think the best club that I've ever played against, this wasn't in Champions League though, but this was just in general, was Wolfsburg in Germany. Wolfsburg and Bayern are great clubs, and they have amazing players. I think when we played against them, we struggled. I think the biggest defeat was like 7-0. I think 7-0 or 7-1. Against it was when we played against Baltimore. It was tough.
Yeah. Well, Tiffany, if a young girl watching this interview now, is the female getting enough money to be a professional footballer? They can stay in the game until probably 30, 36, and know when they retire, their family all right and they self all right. Is enough money for you guys in the sports?
I think it depends on where you play. And I also think it depends on how you save. You know, um, I'll say in the beginning of my professional career to now, I get paid much more now than I did in the beginning. But I would still like to get paid more. I think, you know, we're constantly fighting for a raise, and or equal pay, and I think that fight is gonna continue for a long time. And but I don't want young girls to be discouraged because I believe if you love something and you work hard enough to get to where you want to be, it's worth it all. There have been times where I played for a professional club and I was getting paid pennies, like not literally pennies, but I wasn't getting paid a lot, but I loved it. And I had the flexibility to do that because I was younger. Now, it would be unacceptable for me to do that because I'm 30 now. Um, but I do think it's worth it. It's worth the adventure. It's worth the self growth. Um, but it's also you still also have to be smart with your money. Just because you get a decent paycheck doesn't mean you have to splurge and buy a whole bunch of foolishness. You have to still be able to save. That's the one thing I wish that was taught to us more growing up as children was the concept of saving. Because a lot of people will just splurge their money, and it will go down the drain. So, yeah.
Most definitely. So, I believe I don't know. I have the feelings that when you go so far like the hungry and these, they get more money from the team they mean.
Well, it depends. Like I said, it depends on who you play for because some clubs have more money than others. And let's just say I wouldn't be here if I wasn't getting a decent salary. Like I wouldn't. I'm not the type who will just go somewhere because someone really wants me. Like they still have to be able to pay me decently for me to be here and be giving my all to a club. You have to give back as well too.
Yeah. Because I from doing a lot of interview with Reggae Boyz player, I realized that in USA and in England they do appreciate the females and more. But if you go a little bit far away, like in Hungary and these places, like just in the we have a few Reggae Boyz player playing in some far part in the I can't remember some of the country, but they do get like a double 6 figure, 10 figure, depending on what them I get in the USA. Because really and truly, I think I get paid more than enough of the USL player them for playing in the USL. You understand? And
Yeah.
they doing most of the time a USL player get paid when him pay him bills, when him pay him rent, he don't have much money left. Trump change man. You understand?
Yeah.
So
It depends. It does, yeah, because some countries have that money. Like even in Israel, they have money. So I was shocked. I'm like, whoa, okay. So it literally depends on where you go and their situation. Sometimes also too when a team. So if a female team is attached to their men's team and the men's team are in the first team, they usually have like good money and they'll help out the females as well too. So, but not in all cases though.
yeah, fair enough. But do you see it in the near future? Females start to get more money.
Absolutely. I mean, it's happening now. There's quite a few countries now that have equal pay, so that's nice to see. And I think it's just we have to continue using our voices, and we'll be respected more and valued more. there's even a thing about, in Canada where we don't even have a professional league, and it's like, well, Canada's what I think ranked 5th or 6th in the world for women's soccer. Like, why don't they have a professional league? But like these conversations are constantly being talked about, but it's eventually going to happen. We just have to have the patience for it. I mean, I might be a grandma when it happens. I don't know, but you just have to have the patience for that. So,
Why you think Canada doing so good in all level in females, but don't have a football league?
it honestly makes no sense. I think, I mean, Canada's a huge country, and I think it's actually really hard for me to make an excuse for them. Why we don't have a league? It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe this might be like financially, like it might be difficult. I don't know. I have no idea. We're still trying to figure out why we don't have a league. But it's in the talk. So maybe you see how the MLS, they have some teams from Canada. Maybe now the NWSL might have a couple of teams. So maybe there could be a Toronto FC team for women one day. Like, we don't know. Like, or a team from Montreal. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So hopefully it happens though. It'd be cool.
But recently the Canadian men's national team get more money to spend than the females.
Yeah, I mean,
Females always get more money than the men's team.
they do. I mean, I think the thing is, a lot of I think male, like, football, like, people watch it more. I think than they watch women's football, and like on a consistent basis. So I think that's why they're getting more money. More viewers, more money, more advertisements, all of that. So it's just now it's hard because it's like, well, how can we get on that level? Because we do the exact same thing as them. Like, we wake up, we go play football. We give up so much, we sacrifice so much, like, to play. We do advertisements, we do all these things, but we still don't get the, like, equal pay. So it's hard, the tough, like, pill to swallow. But this is just the reality that we're living in. But as each year has gone by, we have gained a little bit more respect, and salaries have increased as well. So it's an ongoing fight for sure.
Most definitely. Let's go back to the Reggae Girlz. You make a debut in 2019. You play in the World Cup. How your both parents feel playing for the right team?
They're so proud of me, especially my dad. He made this whole scrapbook of me. I had no idea about this, actually. This was like about, what was it, like 13 years ago. He just pulled up this scrapbook. We went to Jamaica because my grandfather passed away. Went to Jamaica and he just pulled out this scrapbook, and it was just of all of from day one, from me playing. I'm like, what? You've been collecting this whole time, all these articles of me and my achievements and stuff. And it actually, like, made me teary-eyed because I didn't know that he was so hardcore into it like that. Like, he always would support me, but seeing that was just like, wow, like, my dad's really proud of me. Maybe he doesn't say it as much as I would like him to say that, but to know that I'm, representing his country, and especially to my mom as well. My dad's from Clarendon, my mom's from Portland, and I have so much family in Jamaica, and my parents are so proud of me, and all of Jamaica are proud of me as well too. And it's nice. It's nice to know that I have that support, and I got a taste of both of my cultures. Playing for Canada and then playing for Jamaica. So I just feel very, like, fulfilled. I don't know. It's an honor to say that I was able to represent both countries. But I think playing for Jamaica is the decision to change and play for Jamaica was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. And to say that, it comes from the bottom of my heart, because coming to this team, there's a certain type of vibe and energy, and the girls are so fun and so free. And it goes back to what I was saying about free your mind and just play. I feel like when I'm in that environment, I don't have to think. I just play and I enjoy myself. And with Canada, it was fun, but I feel like I didn't have that same mindset as I do for Jamaica. So, when Coach Busby asked me to come back to come play for Jamaica for a second time, because remember the first time he asked me and I wasn't ready. The second time I was like, it's time now. I feel like I'll be more of an asset to Jamaica than I am to Canada. It was the first time ever that the Reggae Girlz made it to the World Cup, and I'm like, why wouldn't I want to be a part of this? So I'm so happy I made this decision. And yeah, I don't know. I guess you can maybe that's where a little bit of my vibes come from, because I'm just so honored, and I love our people.
Yeah. Talk about the DJ. When I see you mixing and stuff, where this come from?
I've always loved music. Back in the day, I used to write. I used to write a bunch of lyrics and stuff, and they were no good. This was like when I was from grade 5, I think. Grade 5 and on, I started writing, and I started recording a little tiny bit in high school. But when I went to Ohio State, that's when I went into my first studio. So I was able to record songs and stuff. I made a Buckeyes Put Your Hands Up song. There's actually a video, my first music video ever. It's on the internet. Just write in YouTube Buckeyes Put Your Hands Up tip, and that was like one of my first songs that I wrote. I've always had a passion for music, and even growing up, my mom put me in piano classes, and I would do recitals and stuff, and that would help me as well too. Getting used to performing in front of people. So I'm actually really happy that she put me to the piano. Like at first I didn't really like it, but it's something that has grown on me, and I have my own keyboard back in Canada. I have a grand piano back in Canada as well too. Some of the instrumentals that I created, I've put a couple of my keys on them, made my own stuff. So I don't know. I think music is also so therapeutic. If I'm ever stressed out, or if I ever just want to separate myself from certain things, I'll just write, or I'll play the piano, or hold a vibe. I just bought my first turntable this year, so that was cool. So I'm learning different things, learning how to mix and stuff. So I would love to bring my turntable to camp one day. That would be a whole vibe. Maybe one day I'll do it.
You think you're going to after football? Because I believe this is what I feel. You're good at so many things. I don't think you can go broke for the rest of your life.
You don't think I can what?
You can go broke.
No, there's no time for that. I'm all about making this paper, man. I always told myself, I said, look, after football, definitely coaching. That's something that actually is. I'm equally as passionate about coaching as I am playing football. So I know when I decide to retire, the transition into coaching is going to be amazing. But I also told myself, I said, I would love to be involved with our national program as well too. So say if I go and coach for Ohio State, I would also like to work for our senior national team and help out, give back there.
For Reggae Girlz?
Reggae Girlz, yeah, that's something that would be in the long run. But yeah, those two things, and also maybe working for a brand, like a sports company, maybe Nike, Adidas, Umbro, I don't know, whatever opportunity comes its way. Behind the scenes, because I have like a creative mind, and I would love to like bounce ideas and stuff. And even with my t-shirts, these sayings took me like seconds to come up with. Like I have that quality in me. So yeah, I would love to do something along those lines, and even with music too. Being on the radio, I have my own mic. I should have connected this. So.
But you're talking about music though, so give me something. Give me a song you're writing, like 4 bar, 5 bar.
Okay, I'll say, doubt me, then watch me succeed. There ain't nobody in this world who can stop me. I'm repping this, and my name is Tiffany. I drop lines, and that's plain to see. Look at me, I rep me all day. I don't know. Okay, how about I actually give you an actual song that I've done? Let's see. Oh, I didn't do it for the money, nah. I didn't do it for the fame. I didn't do it for the glory, nah. I did it for the love of the game. I got a passion and a dream, so the hunger keeps growing. So when I fall down, I get up and keep going. They wonder how I do it. Look at me, mind blown. Take a dog from its bone. You better leave that dog alone. Woo!
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. Who's the most vibes? Who is the most vibes on the Reggae Girls team? You?
I mean, I'm one of them, but Yaz is a whole vibe and a half. We call her DJ. Yaz comes with the tunes. If it's not me, then Yaz will come with the tunes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus Christ. But this is a good question. What the Reggae Girls need to do to improve against the likes of USA, Canada, and the strong team in Europe?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think tactically, there's a lot of room for improvement. We have a lot of really, really good players. Technically, like just our ability, and our team continues to strengthen. We have a bunch of girls now from the UK that want to play for Jamaica. They're waiting for their passports and stuff. So I think it's about working on our like tactical skills and how we defend as a unit, how we attack as a unit, building that chemistry between players because you could see sometimes with certain players, you'll know, okay, these players have played together for a long time. So for example, Bunny and Trudy and Jody, they're very, very good players and you can just see that chemistry. So now it's like, all right, well, how can we build from that chemistry and bring it throughout the entire team? And I think, it's not going to happen until we get more camps and until we're able to be together for a longer period of time. And this is why it's so important to get these camps and for us to just build together. Because we have the players to compete against the US, compete against Canada. So just now about building the chemistry, I think. And once we can fit those pieces together, then sky's the limit. Like we got a great team.
It's so fascinating when you talk about some of the English player them were playing in the English Premier League and stuff. We have a big problem on the man side where Jamaican players, some of them don't like the English. They're scared other English player come on. Why would not hear these do these things? I'm behind the scene on the female team because listen to you like you guys welcome once they have a Jamaican passport to come and improve the team.
Yeah, it's so sad like to hear about that division because I think at the end of the day, if a player is good enough, whether they were born in Jamaica or not, if they're good enough to be on that team and if they're coming to strengthen that team, they should be accepted. But I do see where say Jamaican born players might have a little bit of an issue with that because they're like, well, we were born in Jamaica, so like it's just one of those things that can create division. But at the end of the day, here's the thing: if you want to get further with the team, and if you want, say, more money with the team, or if you want all these things, you have to learn to work together because I think the UK girls bring something special to our team, and they are experienced and they bring more quality. So it's like we need to open them. We need to like say, yeah, welcome them to our team. Because if we don't do that, then we're not going to get better. So I think sometimes people have this huge ego, and for what? It's like, well, we want to grow, we want to get better, and we need to all compete. So if we're bringing in players that are quality and they're coming and they want to take our spot. So for example, I'm a Canadian-born player. Both of my parents were born in Jamaica. I was well embraced in the culture. I'm coming now, so it's like I'm bringing something new. So accept me. And you know what? It also did take a little bit of time for, say, some players to open up a little bit more to me. But I understand that. Like, not everyone's going to be open from the jump. Like, you have to prove yourself. So I do think that it's not when you're playing for Jamaica, it's not time to point out, oh, this person from there, this person from there. It's like, well, how can you work together as a team and just be better? Period. It's not about you; it's about the entire team. And when people can realize that, then that's when Jamaica will get further than they are now.
Listen, I have to war with these Reggae Boyz players. Sometimes they think I don't like them, but I really appreciate what you guys doing for the last 2 games. This is all the Reggae Boyz do.
Paul, brother. And the man bring all of us Paul for you the thing, brother. You don't even know my vex, my youth.
He's down, Ryan.
Come give to yourself, brother.
No, Ryan, you good, man. Right.
Put on all of us, Paul, brother.
No, Ryan, easy.
You don't even know my vex, my youth. Why put on all of us, Paul?
That's how they make me feel.
Wow.
But I can say, watching you guys, I like all the togetherness. I like how you guys do interview. I like how you guys communicate with people. I see most of some of the females come on and coaches decks to come like the match the night before. Some of the females, them. The reggae boys, they will never do that. They will never do that. And that's why so much of the youth them say, yo, Ryan, we have to talk about the Reggae Girlz. After I feel a campaign, we need to give them the highlight what they deserve. And everybody rally around and get on you guys side. The boys them feel us, and I'm just have hope right now that the girls them can go to the World Cup and we can enjoy the moment and have fun.
Yeah, and you know what? The boys team, they have some great players. So it's literally about accepting everyone and working together because they have some excellent players now. So, even watching the games from last month, it was sad, like to see the Blues because they don't deserve that, and they have great players. So there's a lot of work, I guess, to do to figure out how can they start winning games. So. But
let's get back to your thing. So you play for Jamaica in the Seniors World Cup. That's a big achievement for you. Going home back from France and the plane. How you feel and stuff and feeling on your career for the Reggae Girlz going forward now?
Well, I was, of course, I was disappointed that we didn't do so well, but it was our first time ever going there, and we were playing against countries that have been there, done that for many years. So we have to just look at it as, okay, this was a good lesson learned, but it was also a cool experience, and we all told ourselves we wanted to be back again. That wasn't the only time that we were going to be at a World Cup. We all felt that. So for me, I was just really proud of myself because, the year before that is when I had to get my surgery on my knee, and that was really tough for me, to bounce back and stuff. Having consecutive injuries that year was really hard. And, I remember running onto the field in that Brazil game, I got stepped on, and I was just like, wow, I'm really here. And I really pushed past that injury, and, I was able to bounce back, and anything's possible if you set your mind to it, So I think coming back home after France was just really, it was just an eye opener. And just a reminder that I can do anything if I put my mind to it and just keep working hard. And, I told myself I want to play in another World Cup. That was always the goal to go again, play at least in one more World Cup. 2 maybe, but 1 for sure. I know I have 1 more in me. So, and I think all the girls believe that as well too.
Yeah. You guys played 2 games so far and stuff. It's much more easier looking on the outside. 6 teams from CONCACAF will qualify for the World Cup. New coach, Vin Blake. How you guys feel about your chance going into the rest of the game then come April and they play the rest of the game? 6 teams from CONCACAF will qualify. How do you feel? How you feel about the chances going to our next World Cup?
I'm confident. I've seen the players that we have, and even when was it? Last year, I missed one of the camps because I was injured just for about a month and a half. And I watched the new talent that's coming into our program. And I'm like, wow, if we can get this group together again consistently, we're going to another World Cup for sure. So I'm confident about that. There's no doubt that we will be there next year. So I just think we have to stay focused, and players have to continue performing at their clubs. Because even for me, I give my all at my club, so I'm sharp by the time I come for national team. And I think as players, we go into the national team environment, and we have to learn how to adapt to whatever's being thrown at us. And I'm not trying to make any excuses, because last game we should have been better against Grenada. But the field was really, really poor. That was probably one of the worst fields I've ever played on in my entire career for international football. But we had to do it. Both two teams are playing on that field, so we had to make it work. But I think in terms of tactically, if we could work more on that and build the chemistry, then we're going to be so much better. And I know I have more in me as well too. Like that version of me that you guys saw was like, I remember you did ratings actually. I think you rated me a 7 or 7.5 in that game. And you know what? You're right. You're correct. Like based off of, we only had 2 days to train, and we didn't have time to like really mesh with the team, and like we just had to throw things together. Yeah, that was probably a 7 out of 10 performance for me. Yeah. And I'm okay with that for now, because I know that there's more in me, and you guys got to see a little bit of glimpses of me. But I know I can be better, and I will be better for next camp. It's just the stepping stones and how can we build together.
Yeah, it's so funny way you say I give you a 7. So you watch the video. How often the females been watching the YouTube video?
I watched the entire video. I saw all the ratings that you gave my teammates.
Yeah.
And I heard your input as well too, And here's the thing, we know as players that it wasn't a good game from us, and we know that we could be better. It's not like we're sitting here like, oh yeah, 6-1, great. Like, of course we're happy we scored some good goals, but at the end of the day, we have to be better, especially for the April window. We can't play how we played in the first window. We can't. We have to be much better in order to win those games in the April window, because they're going to be a lot harder. The Dominican Republic, they're good now. Like, they recruited a lot of players. I think some play in the NWSL now in America, so it's going to be tough.
It's going to be a tough one, man. But I have confidence in you guys to get the job done. It's going to be tough, but the more game on the play, I realize that with the females team and the men's team, because they don't have enough time to prepare for the game, and they have a lot of time together. So I think most of the time when they play 3 games in one window, it's better for them. Like, the first one is not going to be the greatest, but the second one it will be improving. But the third one, I don't know if coaches, some of the coaches, I don't know if the team's slow or the coaching slow or what. But when I look at Brazil and these teams, when they get together, bam, even the USA, Mexico, even Canada now with the Canadian men's national, they just need one game and them just up to speed. It takes us. I don't know if it's true we're not sticking to our pool, we keep on calling different. So it kind of I don't know what happened.
You know what the problem is though? Like last year, there was a lot of plans for camps, and they got canceled a lot of times, and that hurt us, because that's an opportunity. Whenever there's a FIFA window open, that's an opportunity for a national team to get together and to train, And we missed out on that. I think last year, 2 or 3 times, and a lot of the times it was like COVID related. But there's teams there's countries that are always getting together, like regardless of the situation. So that hurt us. So you see when say Canada or the US, they have a camp, and then say our camp gets canceled, we missed out on some growth there that we could have done for maybe a week, And if it keeps happening, like it happened, I think twice in a row last year, and it was sad. But there's certain things that we can't control. So that's why I think it's so important for all the national team players when they're in their club environments to be putting in that work, because if it turns out that national team can't be a camp, we still have to be fit and ready for the next time we have camp. So, we're working with what we can.
Listen, this is my thing. I am very when it comes on to critical and play, I am very harsh. And this
I
is
know.
no,
Oh, I know. I know. But I watched the ratings. I know. I was like, ooh.
Alright, listen, this is why I want to see some although may have a good relationship with her before we do the interview and stuff. It's never about you. I'm trying to get a dig at you personally. I am rating how I see the game. That's all one thing. Not because you sit down with me and have an interview, I'm going to be pit. No. I'm doing my job, you doing your job, and I want you to know that I always going to keep it professional. I'm not going to get out of the line and stuff. Even a while ago you say you see a kid 7. I speak to Reggae Boyz, but oh man, don't text me. Don't text me. I'm see you give me 6 and 3 and what. But when me I look on it at the females, I'm supposed to behave like that.
Yeah, that's funny.
You understand? But
I don't take it personal. I actually like when someone is honest with me, but they have to give constructive criticism.
Yeah.
It's like, even for me with coaching, it's like, okay, if I see a player is not having a good game, okay, I'll point something out, but I have to also point out something that they did do well. So that's why I like about your channel. You'll recognize when a player is trying to do something or who has created something, but maybe they were not having the best game, but they're still doing certain things. So that's what was good about you guys, where you were like, okay, you're critical about a player, but you're still, if you notice something that they did well, then you're going to say, you're not just going to be all like, this person was absolutely terrible, they did nothing. Like, you guys weren't really like that. So
fair enough, man. Fair enough. But I cannot make you come here and we don't speak about your season. You have a very good season so far. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you about the Marley family. They has been doing great job with the Reggae Girlz and stuff, man. What's Marley like?
she's a 5.5. Like, she has this unique energy, She'll just pop out of nowhere. It's like, hey girls, like sometimes when she comes, sometimes you won't even know she's there, and then she'll just pop up like, oh, okay, queen. Like she has our backs, and she wants the best for us as women, but also for the younger generation, And the recent projects that she has put together has shown like she wants to help out Caribbean countries. It's not just Jamaica, just to get more Caribbean countries on the map. And that's amazing because a lot of young girls are looking up to us and they're wondering, okay, well, how can I get to where, say, Khadijah Shaw is or Jody Brown? And they're looking up to us and they want to know the how. And I think Sadella Marley is doing a good job with exposing the younger kids to our life and how we got to where we are now. So it's nice, and she's putting a lot of money into the game as well too, and even for kids in Jamaica, just watching us play and being guided in the right direction as to how to get there. It's great. I think they had a recent camp in Jamaica. Football is freedom. They had a recent camp in Jamaica actually, like for younger girls. I think under 15, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think Shauna Campbell was also there as well too, a part of that. She said it was great, so it's good. I think we need more of that support. And Della has always had our back. So pleasure.
Looking on the outside before you even come to play for Jamaica in 29, when you look on this Reggae Girlz team, even no, overall, when you look at a specific player, like a player where you say, wow, this girl is good. Like, you watch her on TV and you say, oh my God. We show them Reggae Girlz play the way and say, wow, every time you see her on the bar, she's just going to create magic.
From day one, it's always been Bunny. It's always been Bunny and Jody. You hear the thing. Jody is going to be a beast. I'm saying this now. Like she's the next Bunny Shaw. I'm telling you right now. That girl, her speed, her ability to take on players, her tenacity, her ability to score goals and getting crosses. Like she literally has it all. And even going away to college for a little bit, she's gotten stronger. We're looking at her legs. We're like, okay, take us. Like it was funny last camp. We're like, okay, Jody. She's out here for 90 minutes, like back to back last camp. We're like, wow, she is a baller. And from time I've seen this, but even with watching Bunny as well too. I remember. I was watching. It was 2018. Nicole's one of my really good friends, Nicole McClure, and I was watching the qualifiers and stuff, and I was watching Bunny. I'm like, this girl is so good, so talented, and she has just raw talent. She makes things happen, and she just can finesse the ball and do things. And yeah, those two players I've always had an eye out for, and you know when they're on the field. If they're off the field, you can feel it, and that's the thing. That's what I want from Jamaica. We have to have 11 players on the field that give that same type of energy and presence, and if we can get that, we'll be smashing teams, but that takes time, and we just have to be patient. But yeah, definitely Jody Brown and Tanisha Shaw are the two players that I've always really admired.
I like Jude. I was watching Bonnie from She's very small, and this is my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Growing up in Riemann, go watch the Jamaican team. Most of the time, them play over Arnicard. It's a very good stadium and very good pitch. When she play against ETO and the Caribbean, she just bully everybody. And I'm saying, no, she's just bully. She's not, she's just bigger than the girl, man. She's just going to bully everybody. But the last World Cup, I said, no, man. This girl, I know so she usually play with boy. She usually play with boy very early. She have this roughness about her. And even the tackle in Kingston, Jamaica, the girl ball for her knee. I'm saying, oh my God. I was shocked. I was saying, oh my God. But she didn't do anything wrong. She just come across and close it down. But she's very strong, man. Difficult for Mark.
Yeah, Bunny's strong. And she's only going to get better and better. She's in a great environment right now with Man City, and she's scoring goals. And, I've noticed as well, too, she's passing more as well, too. Sometimes when you're like, okay, Bunny's going to shoot it, even last camp, there was a moment where I'm like, okay, everyone was like, she's going to go score. And then she passed it, I think, to Maria. We didn't end up scoring, but like it was like, wow, she's just a different type of player, and she's constantly growing, and I'm really excited to see what she's gonna look like in a couple of years from now. She's gonna bring it.
How old is Bunny?
Pardon?
How old is Bunny?
How old is she? I think like 23 or 20. You should ask Simon. Simon will know. Simon will know when Simon will know where she was born, what time she was born. Simon, we're waiting. Reggae Boyz commentary, we're waiting.
Yeah, see that him just messaged me 25. She's 25.
Okay.
She's 25. Oh, hey, this guy Simon, bro.
If you
This
need
guy
any
special, man.
stats, you need any stats, just ask him.
Yeah. So, big up to everybody who watching it. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys share. Make sure you guys go and check out Tiffany Cameron. She's doing great stuff. Look at this music video, guys. Look at this.
I didn't do it for the money, nah. I didn't do it for the fame. I didn't do it for the glory, nah. I did it for the love of the game. I got a passion and a dream, so the hunger keeps growing. So when I fall down, I get up and keep going.
You see that link in the description? Check out the link in the description to purchase your merchandise from Tiffany Cameron. So Tiffany,
I want to say something about that as well too. So they're being distributed in Canada right now.
yeah.
And if say someone wants it to be sent to them in whatever country they're in, there's an email that's on the website. They just have to email them, and then we'll get back to that person, and they just have to give us their address and information, and then we'll let them know how much it will cost to send it out. It won't be much. Or if say they live in Jamaica and I have camp in Jamaica or something like that, I can just bring the t-shirts with me, so they don't have to pay anything. So it just depends on the situation, where they are in the world, and also if they want the t-shirt fast, or if they don't mind if they wait till April to get it when I go. Like, it just depends on the situation. So yeah, if they don't live in Canada, they just have to send that email out. It's on the website, and just give their information and say when they would like.
Right. Man, I like to, I buy a bicycle online and they rob me. It's a bogus website.
Really? Well, no, I'm not a bogus.
I'm just.
I'm 100% genuine. We know this.
I'm saying I purchased a bicycle about a week or 2 weeks ago. And I'm one start, like when I done jogger and thing, I like to ride after. When I look, I say, oh, I buy this up, man. 8 days, no number. What's the number? Tracking number. See? Oh my God. When I do the research on this and type in them, the name of the company, when I look, I see be a bad review. I'm going to check the review. Scammer. I've been contacting you guys from 2 weeks and things. Anyway, I call my credit card and say, listen, you need to stop that payment and they try to reach out to the person who buy it. The person who was selling, and then they get no answer for a week, and then they send me back money. And I said, John, I just give a 350 Canadian like that.
Well, that won't happen because I have a name here. Like, what? And my t-shirts are only on one website. That's it. So if you see something on anything else, that's a scam. It's literally this one website that I have.
How much for one of the t-shirt?
Pardon?
How much for one of the t-shirt?
So it's 25 Canadian dollars, which is like 19 US dollars.
Okay,
for each t-shirt.
Yeah. I need to buy one and support. I'm going to get one.
Okay. Which one do you like? Do you like the black and yellow, or do you like the red?
No, I like the one we have on.
Everyone likes this one. This one's selling more, way more.
Yeah, I like that one, man. I think you need to put it on a little thing where they distribute it for you.
Yeah. I mean, I think I also have to look at the numbers as well too. Like if it comes to a thing where I can get a distributor that's trustworthy, then yeah, I might have to look into that. So we'll see.
So if you're selling it for $25, right? You're selling it for $25, and you give a distribution. How much you want out of that 25?
Don't worry, that's me. Don't worry.
Yeah?
I don't talk my business.
Okay. I do my merchandise, right? I do my merchandise, and I sell a cup for $14, and out of that cup, $6.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the person.
Okay. So anyway,
as long as I'm profiting, right? Because keep in mind, I have to create the t-shirts, and I have to buy the t-shirts actually, and then the prints have to be made and stuff. So that costs money, right? So
yeah.
My
distribution, they do the printing, they do all the printing, they do all the stuff. The t-shirt, they provide everything.
Yes, so I have a link right now that does everything for me. So I just came up with the design, and they're the ones that they order the blank t-shirts, and they do my design that I gave them.
Okay, all right. Let's finish up. Cause I know you have training tomorrow and stuff. I think you have a big day, but let's finish up. So now at your current club, you scored 6 goals and 2 assists in 8 games. That's a good start for the season.
Yes.
And this is what I want to say to you. I forgot to tell you. In my opinion, I believe if you're not playing consistently for your club, I don't think you get called for the national team.
Yeah, I agree.
When I look at some of you guys stats like I do for the Reggae Boyz, I say no, because you don't have enough time to play for you don't get enough time to play for your club. But when you come to the national team, you're not fit. You're not going to be fit to in match sharpness to get that. And I think that's one of the major problem happening with the boys. We keep on big player, we're not even getting game. And the player them who are playing week in, week out at the highest level, we put them on the bench. So we have an unfit team out there. While Canada have player who are play week in, week out. That's my philosophy. If you're not playing for your club consistently, not saying you for play every game. That'd be ridiculous. But you have to have that minute on their belt. So when you come and represent for the national team, you're fit. Because you cannot get fit in 6, 7, 8 days playing for the national team.
I agree because game fitness is a whole other can of worms. Like you could train day in and day out, but it's different on the like when it comes to game day. You know, I think for field players they should be getting at least a minimum like 30 minutes every game. Like this is if they're not a starter. Like at least if they're getting some like maybe 30 to 45 minutes every game or something, then that's okay. Work with that. But if a player's not playing at all and then they're still getting called in, it's different though when you're a goalkeeper though, I think, because you could be competing with a first string goalkeeper that's great, you know, and it's just hard to get game time in that sense. But at least you're still getting the training as a goalkeeper, you know. But field players, it's different. Like field players need to play for sure with
and that's I like the understand with the female team. I reach out to one female and she playing the World Cup and she not playing for a club right now and she understands she not upset. She not say no because I'm playing at the World Cup and I do so much for the country. If you not play for your club, and she say, Ryan, I'm not playing. So give somebody else a chance who are play for a club. I'm not playing for a club. And she understand, but make it ever a Reggae Boyz player. Elbow up, lose again. You see the difference we have. You see the difference we have with the females team and the men.
different mentality, I think. Yeah.
Probably too much ego. Ego have a lot to do. We as man, we're full of ego, you know. We as man full of ego. But yeah, talk about your current club now and stuff. How is things going?
Yeah, like I said, I'm really happy to be in this environment because I'm trusted here and I'm respected as well too, and I can play freely here. And you know, when I'm given that offensive freedom, I play the best football. So here I can play out wide. I can also play as a striker as well too. I find though that I score more goals when I'm in the central positions because actually the majority of my goals were actually central, where I come central, either shoot with my right foot or my left foot, or maybe a header in the air or something, but I was always in that area. So it's interesting though, because for Jamaica, I could possibly play in different positions. Like maybe I could play as a winger. You know, maybe I could play up top if we ever want to have two strikers. I don't know. But it's good that I have the flexibility. And even here with my club, sometimes I'll play. Most of the times I play on the wing, but sometimes I'll go up top as well too, which I like because they've changed things up and I'm able to score goals for them in different types of ways. So I'm really excited for the second half of the season. We just signed 2 players, and I think they're going to help us big time.
Listen, I really appreciate you take the time. You know, you could have do something now and stuff, but I really appreciate you taking the time to come and show the love and support. What is this?
Yes, thank you. I had a great time catching up with you.
Listen, I'm going to show you. I'm going to play on video for the Reggae Boyz fans. Them can see. I'm going to, if I get a copyright, I would be okay with that. But I want to show the fans something. See? Big up to Simon. He sent me this video.
Okay, let's do this.
So, look at this, guys. Just a second. That's it.
Alright, wait a video.
All right. Sorry about that. Well, I'm close. Let me see if I can keep. Well, I'm close this. I'm close this. I'm showing something. All right. So watch this. Watch this, guys. Watch Tiffany camera. Watch this, people.
Itt indul meg középre, és ott van két védő a nyakán, majd érkezik még egy újabb Zlidnis, de senki nem lép oda igazából. 2-0 az 55. percben. És ez már tekintélyes előny.
Talk us through that moment. Jiggling cool player like that.
That was okay. So that was against my former team. So this happened September last year, and that moment. It's funny because my former coach, his face after I scored was like, but you want to know what's funny? He's my coach now.
Yeah.
So he came to my team. So, anyways, yeah, that moment I'm like, okay, well, I have the space to attack, and let me just take on these players real quick. And I saw that I like that curl shot because when I get a good angle, I can make like a perfect bend, you know. So I saw that the space was open, and I attacked the space, and yeah, it was a good finish. Probably one of the best professional goals that I've scored in my career, and it was a great experience. And I don't know, man.
Not even Ryan LFC could stop that in the peak of his career. You know, I'm a good keeper.
Yeah.
Itt indul meg középre, és ott van két védő a nyakán, majd érkezik még egy újabb Zlidnis, de senki nem lép oda igazából. 2-0 az 55. percben. És ez már tekintélyes előny.
Yeah, you know, I want to score more goals like that for the Reggae Girlz, though. You know, I think the goal that I scored in this previous camp was a quality goal, and I want to score more like that. Like, I don't know, I like to be that type of player that's unpredictable. You know, you don't know if I'm going to shoot with my right foot or my left foot. You know, you don't know if I'm going to go drive down the line. But I think last camp I could have been a little bit more selfish with my 1v1. So I want to do that more. But it also comes with playing with my teammates more when I'm in camp, you know. So yeah.
That was a beautiful goal. Is that goal win the game?
No, actually that was 2-0. That made it 2-0. So we were already up 1-0 in the first half, and that was the second half. I scored that goal, and we ended up winning 4-0. So
no, that's a beautiful goal.
Thank you.
The footwork is very, very, very. Listen, Simon Preston, big up yourself for this footage and stuff. Are you married? Are you in a relationship, Tiffany?
I don't know. I am in a relationship right now.
In a relationship?
I am right now. Yes. It actually has been recent. Like probably for 2 months now, almost going on 3. But I was single for like almost 2 years.
It's a man. Where are you when you're single, bro? Bro, he have a crush on you? You think he have a crush on you?
I don't know. Does he? You know what? He respects me as a footballer and a person, and obviously that's obvious, you know. So.
My favorite player, man. Trust me, none of them not bad like you, Jody. Trust me, you're just different. Both feet, they can go inside, they can go outside. I like to see you when you play, man. That first game you play in Jamaica, I was upset they didn't get a game, man. And most Reggae Boyz fans and Reggae Girlz were upset. Why Tiffany came out and didn't come on and stuff. You know, but you seal it. I tell the people them say second game you will definitely be in you will score and things.
Pardon me, I didn't hear that last part.
So yeah, big up to all of the people them down in the comment section. Tiffany, as I said, thank you very much for coming. I really, really appreciate it and stuff. But people, make sure tell people where they can find you on social media that they can give you a follow.
Okay, on Instagram, I'm Tiffany _ Cameron11. And then on Twitter, I'm T _ Cameron11. I just kept it real simple. Those are my platforms that I'm always on. I mean, I also have a YouTube channel as well too, but I'm working on getting a new one just for more recent content. So.
Okay. So what are you going to do on YouTube?
Well, I used to upload a lot of videos of my experiences playing in different countries, and I need to get back on that though. I think now I do that more so on my stories on Instagram, but I need to get back on recording when I go out certain places and putting them on like my channel because I used to do that a lot. And yeah, I want to start doing that, and maybe even just like some of my coaching experiences as well too, and just some motivational stuff. Some of my music as well too. So I'm gonna get back on that. But just one thing at a time. There's so much, you know. the focus right now is honestly being quality for my pro team, and then also preparing for a World Cup again with the national team. So we gotta qualify first. So.
Okay. Quick thing. We have 5 questions. Quick. Answer them quick.
All right.
Who's your favorite football player of all time? It could be a man or it could be a woman.
Oh man, because it used to be Ronaldinho, but now I would say Messi. Messi because I love who he is as a person and a player. You know, he's super humble and he knows he's amazing. And you could feel his presence on the field. Anytime he's playing, you know to watch out. You know, and he's very creative, and he inspires me as well too because I see how he plays, and you never really know what he's gonna do. He's unpredictable, and for me, I love to be an unpredictable player as well too. So I would say Messi for sure. I think it's important. You know, a player can have a lot of confidence on the field, and they can be very skillful. But you know, if they're also a humble human being, and you know they give to their community, and they're a good person, it just puts them above others. So I would say Messi is that player for me.
Yeah. Who's the favorite reggae girl you play with of all time? Or we should say best of all time?
Oh man, that's hard because I love all the Reggae Girlz. I don't know if I can.
You have to pick one.
No, I don't want to pick that.
Okay. All right.
It's too hard.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. So you said Liverpool is your favorite Liverpool of the year club, right? So which females footballer you look up to? Every time you see her play, you say, wow, she's just going to create magic and stuff.
Okay, I can't be biased because I was going to say Bunny because she is not.
Bunny?
Yeah, but I can't be biased. So, I would say Marta at her prime. I used to love watching that girl play. She's like, her foot skill is crazy.
Yeah.
And there's
Canadian girl, this Canadian striker.
Pardon me?
We said the Canadian striker.
Oh, Marta.
Oh, Marta.
Yeah. She would always create something on the field, and it was just fun watching her play. Like she's very crafty and a great finisher and very passionate. She's a player that I look up to. If it's not going to be Khadija, like if I'm not going to be biased because I think I'm being biased if I say Khadija Shaw, then I would say Marta for sure. And yes, Christine Sinclair.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. But I'll let Reggie, I'm not taking a phone call today. So Tiffany have to go to work. She have to go to work too much. I've got training, so I can't keep her no more longer. Next time,
This long one.
Yeah, this long. So daily, I'm not taking a phone call. I know Tiffany I hear about that, but next time, bro. But Tiffany, appreciate it you coming and so big up to Simon from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much for doing all of these research and Tiffany Cameron. I really, really appreciate it, Bridget. So special shout out to Simon Preston to make this
Thank you, Simon.
Yeah, big up to Coach Carmen, big up to everybody. Enough love and respect, but we're gonna close it out. Don't forget to check out Tiffany stuff. Really appreciate it. We're gonna close out the show with all about Tiffany Cameron. Peace out.
Itt indul meg középre, és ott van két védő a nyakán, majd érkezik még egy újabb Zlidnis. De senki nem lép oda igazából. 2-0 az 55. percben. És ez már tekintélyes előny.
I didn't do it for the money, nah. I didn't do it for the fame. Didn't do it for the fame. I didn't do it for the glory, nah. I did it for the love of the game. For the love of the game. I got a passion and a dream, so the hunger keeps growing. So when I fall down, I get up and keep going.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girlz top striker, and you are watching Ryan LFC YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Tiffany.
Thank you.
Enjoy your Sunday and hope you work hard in training tomorrow and stuff. And be a good girl, okay?
Of course, always.
Okay. All right.
All right, take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.